Hi everyone, welcome to World of Warships with Stewie JP. I'm Stewie, and this is the brand new Australian T6 premium ship, the HMAS Perth. HMAS Perth used to be a British ship, and it was given or sold to the Australians during World War II, I believe. And in this replay, this is actually the first game I've ever played in the HMAS Perth. You're going to see some a little bit of action, a little bit of noob gameplay, and also, as with any premium vehicle in Wargaming's games, a hell of a lot of credits. Now if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see that the HMAS Perth, as well as having normal guns, it also has torpedoes, like a lot of cruisers do. And of course this is the first cruiser that's been brought out for the Commonwealth line, which a lot of people in World of Tanks have been calling for a Commonwealth line for some Australian and Canadian ships and New Zealand boat tanks. But looks like World of Warships haven't stuffed around. They know that a lot of Aussies like the game, so they've released the HMAS Perth, which I was at the Melbourne event a couple of weeks ago, and that's where they made the big announcement that the HMAS Perth would be coming in to World of Warships. Now you can see I've already put some shots into that Pensacola, which is a big tier 7 carrier, so I don't want to be stuffing around too much looking at the minimap. I'm a little bit too far forward here. That's the noob gameplay I was referring to. A quick tap on the R key for my repairs will fix my rudder and engine, and I turn around and get the hell out of here. Now I have got some mods running in this game, and I'm using the Aslane World of Warships mod pack. Bearing in mind it's been about a year since I've done a World of Warships video, but as I'm running I want to keep those guns firing. It's got a pretty quick reload of 6 seconds. Now I need to be careful of these torpedoes. This is a pretty good bit of manoeuvrability, even though this HMAS Perth isn't that manoeuvrable. It isn't too bad. Now you can see the replay is a little bit jumpy. Probably need to fine tune some settings if I'm going to do too many more World of Warships replays, but I'm getting the hell out of here. You can see I've also got a lot of flags on the ship. There's the HMAS Perth flag, which comes with the ship when you buy it, but also when I bought the ship it came with a hell of a lot of the signal flags, which give extra bonuses to experience and credits, and also helps with your damage sometimes. A little bit less chance to catch on fire and stuff like that. Put some shots into the Atsuhuru, the Japanese destroyer, which destroyers, as we all know, can be pretty lethal when they start firing their torpedoes. So I've got a few cheap shots in, but I have taken a little bit of damage. I'm down to 22,000 hit points out of the 27,000 which I started with. And as well as this being the first game in my new premium Australian ship or Commonwealth ship, it's also the first game since alpha testing that I've played in tier 6. I don't when I was in alpha testing I got up to tier 6 and 7 with some of the ship lines, but of course when alpha testing restarted and went to closed beta test, all progress was reset, so I'm back to tier 5 on most of the lines now, and to be honest don't play a great many amount of games on World of Warships. I'm more focused on World of Tanks, but when they said an Aussie ship was coming out, same as when they brought the Aussie tanks out, I was always going to buy one. Now, even though that ship was a little bit out of range, I thought I'll drop some torpedoes just in case he does come into range, and I've looked around and seen that none of my teammates are in the way of my torpedoes. One of the things that often happens in World of Warships, people shoot torpedoes especially from a large distance, and often teammates can get in the way if they're not looking around to where the torpedoes are. Now you can see I've been detected by the skull and crossbones in the middle of the screen, which is telling me that one of the enemy ships has detected me. Our team's comfortably winning by 3 ships. We haven't lost any yet, but the enemy ships are capping. This is I think it's a Trident map where the objective is to capture the outer, the middle and the inner ring of the map, which is quite open. As you can see on the minimap, there's a few islands there, but if if you can't kill all of the enemy tanks, you can try and cap those circles, and the score in the middle of the screen where we're on 585 and the enemy on 267, first to get to 1,000 wins the battle. So I'm coming back into the game now, and I'm having a look at that Farragut tank destroyer, which I think might be German or Russian. I could be wrong though. Now, even though he's not spotted, you can see him shooting. And Aslanes has a very handy mod which makes the shells a little bit more visible. But again, I'm only a tier 6 in a tier 7 game, so I don't want to be right in the middle of the action, because the enemy ships will just focus fire me down and get rid of me pretty easily. There's not a great deal of armour on the HMAS Perth, and you can see I've copped a big barrage of enemy shells, so I'm getting the hell out of there again. But I've helped my team by lining up the enemy ships and getting a few shots off myself as well. Now, as far as cruisers go, the HMAS Perth it's definitely not the fastest cruiser in the game, but it's no slouch either. You can generally get out of trouble, well, from what I've seen anyway. I haven't played this, as I said, this is the only game I've played in this ship, but it's not that hard to get out of trouble. Now, I've dropped my torpedoes there, hoping that Leander doesn't hit them. I thought it was going a bit slow, so it's pretty safe to drop the torpedoes there and hope that one of those torpedoes land into either one of those two big battleships or the cruiser. But looking now, it looks like they're a little bit too far away. Now, I'm down to less than half health here, so I need to be a little bit conservative and not throw away my remaining health. The torpedo alarm's gone off, but I'll put some shots towards the Bayern, which would have to be a German battleship. They do land, and it's got you can see the reload. The reload's pretty good on the HMAS Perth. It's only 6 seconds, and so every 6 seconds you can fire 4 shots, which is pretty good. If you can keep those guns singing, then you'll do plenty of damage. And as well as an aeroplane, which I haven't spoken about, it's got an aeroplane as a consumable, which can extend your firing range and view range. It's also got smoke screen, so if you've been shot up a bit like I have just now, you can drop some smoke, and it helps, I suppose, in the equivalent of the World of Tanks camouflage net. It can help you stay unspotted for a while, and you can relocate. Now, I'm not driving the ship slowly, but I did read that if you drop the smoke, and the smoke will stay up for about a minute, if you drive slowly, you'll remain unhidden, as long as you turn off your automatic secondary guns, which will obviously give you away. You do that by hitting the P key. So we're ahead by a few ships here, but the game, I've seen it happen a lot. If you get ahead by about this margin, often people get right in there trying to get that last bit of damage and die horribly. So I'm trying not to do that, because I do only have 10,500 hit points left. That Farragut's just out of my torpedo range. I probably shouldn't have dropped my torpedoes there, because the torpedo range is only 8 Ks, I think, 8 knots.
Smoke screen set.
So I'm just moving around with this Mitsuki to try to support him. Got the Congo coming as well, as you can see on the mini-map, these two ships here. I'm trying to come around here and get some flanking shots, if you like, into these enemy ships, so they won't know which way to fire. They won't know whether to fire up here towards these guys or down here to where I'm hoping to get to. Farragut kindly gives me the side, so I'm going to try and put some more shots into him. Of course, the Farragut's a tier 6 destroyer as well, and you can see we're not doing too badly. Now he's hit the little island, so once they're not manoeuvring, it's very, very easy to land your shots. The guns are quite accurate. And you can see on the scoreboard, we're on 530, the enemies are on 222, and of course that score goes up when you kill enemy ships, also goes up as you're capping different areas. and it goes down if they cap or if you get killed or if you lose ships. So at this stage of the game, where we are still very comfortably winning, so I'm trying to move in as quick as I can to try and get some more damage into these enemy ships. That Bayan is on 20,000 hit points. I want to really get that down, but I think he's just out of my ammunition range. I think that the guns fire to 12.8. Range of 12.8 nautical miles. And you can see the view range has gone a little bit higher when the aeroplane's up in the air. It makes your view, makes your gunner's view go a little bit higher, and it gives you a little bit more, 20% I think, more range of your guns. So you don't have to get in as close, especially in a situation like this. I'm only on 30% hit points now, or 20, probably about 25% hit points, 10,000 out of 27,000. So I don't really want to risk losing too much of that health. And I really want to make sure I get as much damage into these enemy ships as I can. Now the Mutsiki is getting up close and personal with the big battleship there, and it looks like the Mutsiki has put some torpedoes into him, but as a result he's also copping a massive barrage of fire. So while he's still lit, I want to get those 6-second reload guns to work and really put as much damage as I can into the tier 7 battleship. You can see he's down to 7,500 hit points, and most of my shots are landing here. Of course, having said that, that barrage misses, but I want to confirm a kill on this big tier 7 battleship and put as much damage as I can into him. I already set him on fire once. It looks like he's used his repair kit and put the fire out, but now he's burning again. On the scoreboard on the top right of the screen, you can see that I've set 4 fires. I've also destroyed a few modules, but now I've been put on fire, but a quick tap of the R key from my repair kit puts the fire out. Quick smart, only lose about 1,000 hit points of damage. And I finally get rid of the big tier 7 battleship, and now I'm looking at that Bayern, the big German. That's a battleship as well, I think. No. It's the Mein Kazi we're looking at now. The Bayern's a little bit out of range. And the Mein Kazi's easy damage if you can hit it. Obviously being a tank destroyer, being a destroyer, it doesn't have any armour whatsoever. You're always going to penetrate it or set it on fire or immobilise it when you shoot it. But they are quick, small and hard to hit. You can see, look at all those shells going into him. Everyone's hitting him, and I'm lucky enough to pick up the kill on that occasion. Now we've got 6 ships left and the enemy only has 3. So now it's just a case of cleaning up. But you can see our score keeps ticking up because we've killed so many of their ships, and we've capped all 3 of these circles, the central, the middle and the outer circle on the mini-map. Our score's just going to keep going up by 9 points every few seconds as we look for the last remaining ships and see if we can do a little bit more damage. Now on the top right of the screen you can see what I've done. It looks like 2 kills, 3 incapacitations, 3 target hits on with the secondary battery guns. That's when you're close, it automatically shoots with the secondary guns onto the enemy ships. 6 have been set on fire, and 55 of my primary guns, 55 shells have hit, which has given me a pretty decent amount of damage, I think. Now you can see the enemy ships firing, whether they're blind firing, whether the Mutsiki and Atlanta in the centre have been spotted and they're just trying to reset. I don't know, but I can't see them. I'm going as fast as I can, and at this point, probably because I went so wide to the southwest, it was probably a little bit out of the game here, so I'm going as quick as I can, but 33.9 knots is... I'm not going to get there in any time soon, so I've just put a couple of shots roughly to where I think the enemy are firing from, because I can see their traces. That one was a little bit further to the left, but our score's up to over 900 now, and as soon as that hits 1,000 it's going to be good night Irene, and the game will be over. There's only 2 ships left now on the enemy side against our 5. So, but once, unlike World of Tanks, once you've capped a cap circle in the middle, it remains it remains capped. Now the 5-minute warning's just gone off, but it's going to be less than 5 minutes before our score hits 1,000, so it's looking like a very comfortable win in the HMAS Perth. And that Bud Noivy, the big Russian, has just been spotted, but unfortunately the timer runs out, and it's a comfortable win in the HMAS Perth. As we look at the post-game battle results, you can see there, well, obviously it was a victory, and our team completed the mission. Look at those credits: 264,916 credits. Also, nearly 4,400 experience and 220 base experience. I've already went through the targeted hits, incapacitations, destroyed, set on fire, and minor target hits. As we move, I also got a couple of minor missions for that one as well. Looking at the second game of the page of the post-game battle results, I didn't absolutely cream it, but I was only a little tier 6, and I did cop a fair amount of damage in the early stages of the game, which is a mistake on my part, I must admit. But got 2 kills. Only one other ship did more kills than I did. 1,466 base experience. There's 4 pages of battle results in World of Warships, unlike World of Tanks, which is only 3. On the third page, you can see that did nearly 20,000 damage. Nearly 11,000 of that was from the main battery. I fired 316 shells, only 55 hit, because that's the nature of World of Warships. Not all your shots are going to hit, especially from a distance. And I got 7,000 damage by fire, as well as 1,500 damage with the secondary guns. Killed 2, damaged 4 enemy ships, and I took a potential amount of damage of 560,000. That's how many people were shooting me at the early stages of the game, but I only actually received 17,500. On the last page of the post-game battle results, have a look at all those credits. Earned 220,000 credits, plus got a bonus because I was flying those flags for the extra credits, and of course also having a premium account and a premium ship, we got some bonuses there, and there was some bonuses with the modifiers for experience as well. So that's, in a nutshell, the massive credit potential of a tier 6 cruiser from the new Commonwealth line, the HMAS Perth. Originally from Britain, but ended up being an Australian ship. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. And one last thing, look at the Commander's XP. Got 4 cruise skills on my Commander with all those bonuses, which is a pretty handy start to the Commonwealth line. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on the HMAS Perth, the new tier 6 Aussie ship in World of Warships. I hope to play some more World of Warships soon and make some more videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.